Alright, Trevor Roddering here for the Global Learning Project vlog number 2. This is for the first interaction with our partner. We're supposed to be going over experiences in our education, focusing on culture, metacognition, and strategies for learning. I think my interactions were more close to interaction 2, what we're supposed to do, kind of experiencing the culture and the motivation. So I'm kind of just gonna go over it and hope I did it right. Um, so I had talked with Yasmin for quite a while, kind of discussing his experiences with Bosnia education and discussing similarities and differences, and it's a very different world out there, and it was surprising to me. Um, some similarities before high school, elementary, middle school, and I guess the beginning of high school, it's similar. You're learning progressively with building topics. You go algebra into geometry and whatnot. Um, and in the U.S., you have a very broad education until the very end, basically the very end of college, where you're really learning your major material then. Um, and something very different in Bosnia is starting in high school. The beginning of high school is kind of where you choose your career path and go from there. As far as if you want to be a mechanic, you start learning like trade school material there, or if you wanted to become a doctor, you start learning that kind of course material, which it's a it's a huge commitment that young in life, but it seems to be very effective in their education system. Um, College relative overall cost in Bosnia is a lot cheaper as well, but Bosnia's wages are also terrible, so it's relative affordability. It's probably about the same. Um, but college really isn't valued that much because the minimal labor requirements for like a factory job or farm jobs or whatnot, those requirements are barely met in the country. So for a job to be like a doctor or a lawyer, that's not desired nearly as much because they can't meet the minimum requirements, which it just changes the entire economy of and just structure of schooling. Another surprising difference we also talked about was a lack of like structured transportation. In America, you either walk or you have your parents drive you, or we have buses, or lots of buses for local students. That's not an option in Bosnia, which it just attacks at the accessibility for students if they're even deciding to go. There's also very low graduation rates for students in Bosnia, in large part to those students actually fleeing to other countries for better opportunity. Um, One of the things that kind of stuck out to me, Yasmin had said, in Bosnia, you don't go you don't go to college for a better opportunity in life. You go to be educated or to be a scholar, which it makes sense, but in America that sounds crazy because the only reason we go to college is to find the better opportunities, to get the better paying job, and um, to be presented with a better opportunity in life. But again, in Bosnia, because they don't have any need, or there's a much lower need for those high paying jobs, you don't go to college to do that. You would have to move elsewhere to do that. So I thought that kind of stood out as a pretty drastic difference. And an educated person, another kind of shocking difference, I guess, is in Bosnia, an educated person is seen as a smart person or like a well off person, regardless of how well they actually do in life, like financially, which is pretty different from America again, because in America we're pretty much judged on our success first and then the rest after that. So, this was pretty enlightening for me. I thought I kind of knew some differences, but um, the conversation definitely opened up my mind and my eyes as far as how it goes. So I'm excited to learn more and see you in the third video.